All right, today I didn't have work. I got this. I got this. We about to have a drink. Let's get straight to the content. All right, so look. It's two kind of arguments you don't want to have online. This shit is pure brain right. Give me 1 second. Those two arguments are arguments about politics and arguments about Jordan and LeBron. Now, I'm not, like, when I decided to do this channel, I didn't want to do it just triggering people to argue with me and shit like that, right? I wanted to do it where like I talk about content and I build a community where we really have like good talks, not on no argumentative stuff. You know what I mean? So arguments about politics and Jordan versus LeBron and ring culture and shit is diabolical to me. No Diddy. So I be biting my fingernails. So now we have an even more toxic argument. You want to know what that argument is? Fucking ring culture, right? So ring culture is this new argument where you got people, regular fans like me, and players arguing who's good and who's not, depending on individual awards or championships, right? This is one of the most toxic arguments you could have because you're not going to change anyone's mind, right? So people are going to feel how they want to feel. And like I have my dad over. So I'm 40. My dad's 70. I'm going to start off by talking about me. So when I was in high school, right? We talking about like 01, 02, 03, shit like that, right? There was no arguments about championships like that. Now, granted, certain players hadn't hit the wave. And it was more so like Jordan was the best. And that wasn't up for debate type shit. Like Jordan was the best, right? I want a lot of these older people don't admit things because they want to live an illusion now. I'm 40. When I was growing up, everyone's favorite player is not Jordan. Like everybody frauds now. That is not true. That is not a true assessment at all. Growing up, a lot of us love Kevin Johnson on the Suns. We had love for Charles Barkley, Reggie Miller. Jordan was not everyone's favorite player, and people wanted to see Reggie Miller get some of them dubs over Jordan. Now, granted, remember, I'm 40, so like my era kind of made the sneaker culture popular. We all love Jordans. It wasn't debating, even it's not debating now who got the best sneakers and shit like that. Nike had him decked out, and Jordan is an amazing player, one of the greatest. I'm saying one of the greatest because, listen, I'm a huge LeBron fan, but I don't even have the debate of who's better because you get to a preference. But once you start arguing preference and basing it on championships, you lose me every time. I'm sorry. So I'm watching Gil's Arena, and they're responding to Draymond Green. Draymond Green is a very solid player. I've been following him since Michigan State, right? He's a very solid player who likes to rub the fact that he got rings all in people's faces. Yo, Draymond Green, respectfully, if you got drafted by the Hornets or Blazers, you would have never sniffed the championship, especially if they chose to build around you. Now, granted, I'm not taking anything away from Draymond Green. Draymond Green is a championship player. Winning championships means something. But to win a championship, it takes more than one individual. It's not a lot of sports where one individual could win a championship. It just doesn't happen like that. You can have Jordan, Steph Curry. Like, let's use Jordan as an example. Yo, Jordan won them championships. And the Bulls would not have won championships without Jordan. But the Bulls weren't trash without Jordan either, because one year when Jordan retired, they almost made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. So it's not like he's building, like I said, I'm not trying to do a Jordan and LeBron debate, but y'all remember that LeBron team that got swept by the Suns? Or did LeBron win one game? No, I think they got swept. Spurs. They got swept by the Spurs. Yo, that roster was like crazy. The only crazier roster I've seen in my life is when Iverson, they got a dub. When Iverson led the Sixers against Kobe and Shaq and the Lakers and got a dub. And you know what old heads like 40 like me did? Damn, Iverson got a dub? All of us looked at it like he won a ring. That's why Iverson is so coveted by us. Not only did he start the arm sleeve, a lot of y'all don't even know, Iverson was the first player in any sports to wear the arm sleeve. It's a tragedy that Reebok didn't monetize that, or like Iverson. But like, yo, we coveted Iverson with no rings because we know he didn't always have optimal circumstances. Y'all don't notice when teams win championships, the coach could get a new job, the assistant coach could get a new job, multiple players get contracts, trainers get higher job offers. Everybody, because it takes a collective effort to win a championship, bro. You know what I'm saying? And once you got dudes like Nick Young, who's on a team, and no disrespect to Nick Young. Nick Young is one of my favorite hoopers of all time. See, you don't got to be a superstar, because I listen to like a lot of sports podcasts. So I like listening to them because you do get to hear like the politics behind the scene, because as a fan, you'll be watching like, damn, why isn't this player getting playing time, stuff like that. And you do realize it's politics. Nick Young had game. Nick Young was nice. I'm not taking that away from him. But him arguing to Gilbert Arenas, yo, you don't got no championship experience. Yo, experience means something. Yo, Nick Young, your championship experience means something, but not enough to put down anybody that can average 27 and up in the league. That's tough. This individual stuff means something. Now, granted, it's all give and take, but I don't purposely try to make things racy, but sometimes I see stuff racy. I hate how much argument goes into like basketball, because it's a majority black sport by a lot. Like football is, basketball really is. And it's always like, it's not always, because I was talking to my dad, he's 70, and he was like, yo, that ring culture wasn't always around. Like when they debated Magic and Bird and Isaiah Thomas, they didn't talk about rings. My dad said Jordan and that narrative changed the rings, and Nike is a machine. So you could argue, like, I wish people would argue like this. I'm a LeBron fan, and I have been around for Jordan. I was young. I watched a lot of basketball. First of all, if you're a young nigga watching this, I want you to know these old heads are lying about how much basketball they watched growing up. Yo, bro, they're lying. I know they're lying. They don't even watch basketball right now. They were not watching it at 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. A lot of these old heads that argue this shit about Jordan and shit like that, yo, they were 13 and they were not watching basketball the whole time. They are fucking lying, bro. Niggas was not watching basketball at 8 years old. And if you look at some of these old heads' timelines, even me, the timeline don't add up with you saying, yeah, I was a crazy Jordan fan. No, the fuck you weren't. You're capping. Now, let me go on a side quest real quick. This is for whoever's going to troll that I got this old-ass Cowboy shirt on and it says Super Bowl on it. Yes, I'm a Cowboys fan. Yes, I do respect ring culture. Yes, we haven't got a ring in a long time. Please get off my nuts in the comments. I know someone's going to comment. But oh, was that lightning? That's tough. But like that ring culture is a very, very toxic culture, and it's unrealistic debates. Rings do matter, but a lot goes into getting a ring. Like you gotta, like when people are mad that LeBron went to the Heat. Yo, why would you stay, like us as regular people, why are you going to stay at a job that ain't doing the fucking right thing? Let's be real. Why would you stay at a job that's not doing the right thing? At the time, the Cavaliers was not doing the right thing. LeBron left. And like I said, I'm not making this about LeBron and Jordan, but it's just like, yo, it has to be, we got to stop debating basketball in a negative way, because all the coverage is negative about basketball for the most part. It's all comparison to this, comparison to that. Yo, you got this dude, PK Subban, whatever his name is, some black Canadian hockey player, arguing that hockey players are tougher than basketball players, right? First of all, basketball is a finesse sport. What the fuck is he talking about? Hockey should be compared to football because it's more aggressive. Why are we talking about some damn, basketball players are softer than hockey players? Yo, and you know what's crazy? Some of these basketball players put the gloves on with these hockey players and beat the dog shit out of them. I ain't gonna cat. Or like every Super Bowl, they comparing the Super Bowl numbers to basketball championship numbers. Like, it's always it's always negative coverage with basketball. And like, if you know the history of basketball, they did so much to build the product up that now the product is popular by only tearing it down. And the ring culture shit is bullshit. Because if let's say this is another thing that's not even debatable. If you're a real hoops fan, it's not even debatable, right? Caitlin Clark is better than Angel Reese. It's not even up for discussion, right? What if Angel Reese was running around talking about, yo, but Caitlin Clark not a champion, so she can't be better than me. Yo, we would look at Angel Reese like she was fucking crazy and cook her the whole time. That's what y'all niggas be doing. That's what Draymond Green is doing. Yo, shout out to Jemele Hill. She got fired from ESPN or left ESPN under non-ideal circumstances, but I remember watching ESPN, and I've been stopped watching ESPN, and Jemele Hill was making a list of players she would love to build a team around, right? Why did she have LeBron James at 5 and Draymond Green at 1? That's the type of extra shit I be talking about. Y'all want to hold LeBron accountable for leaving teams, but not hold Shaq accountable for leaving teams. If you're going to go to, we can use Ace Bailey as an example. Yo, Ace Bailey might never sniff a chip with Utah. But when Ace Bailey becomes a free agent, maybe he goes to the Thunder, maybe he goes to the Celtics, maybe he goes to a different spot where a franchise is more geared to winning championships, because all these teams are not geared to winning championships. You got to listen to the players and listen to the other owners. If you're a football fan, look at the Cincinnati Bengals, how they handle business. All these teams not invested in winning the championship. And y'all doing a disservice with this ring culture. You even get the people that, like, you get the average worker like me, who was like, yeah, if you don't win a ring, it don't mean nothing. But you never competed at nothing. I never played in college. I was a really good hooper in high school, and I played sports my whole life. Yo, you get people that never competed, but they speak like they got all this competition in their heart. Yo, I'm 40 years old. I still go out here with the young bulls and hoop. Now, I be cooking them, but they've been cooking me lately. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Y'all see I ain't got the Newports right now. Somebody in my comments was like, oh, we not listening to you smoking ports. So I got one of these drones vaping. But we was playing King of the Court. Them young bulls got me out of there. But it's just like, I just hate these little ring debates, bro. Yo, Trent Dilfer has a ring in the NFL with the Ravens. Is Trent Dilfer better than Dan Marino? No. Is Robert Horry more valuable because he has rings than Russell Westbrook or James Harden? No. So why do we do this? We do this, and old people my age do this so they can cherish Jordan forever. Yo, a person that is a LeBron fan and a person that is a Jordan fan, you're not going to convince neither one of them who's number one. So it literally becomes preference. I'm old enough to remember, I was in high school when LeBron was in high school. I graduated the same year as LeBron. Yo, the comparison was never Jordan. It was always Bird. But you got dudes like Stephen A. Smith and Skip Bayless, and y'all, listen, a lot of y'all, and I'm not judging y'all for, fucking big ass moth. A lot of y'all, I'm not judging y'all for this shit, but a lot of y'all fed into this Stephen A. Smith, Skip Bayless, tear players down shit, and that shit's ass. And it's always been ass. This ring, like, you even like Rashad McCants. And Rashad McCants does have a lot of solid opinions, and he gets shitted on Gil's Arena. But, like, y'all gotta stop. Winning a championship matters, and it's memorable your whole life. I swear to God it is. But everybody's circumstances aren't ideal to win a championship, no matter how fucking nice you are, especially when you're playing a team sport. Even basketball is like one of the most individual team sports. It still fucking matters that you got a crazy good team. You cannot have Nick Young telling Gilbert Arenas, yo, you never been a champion, so you don't know the feeling. Yo, Nick Young, you was around niggas that know the feeling, and you know the feeling of drinking champagne after winning a championship. Yo, bro, that don't make you better. Y'all gotta stop, bro. But as a person that's trying to build a YouTube, I do understand that like having debates and shit like that, it does move the algorithm and make you more profitable as a content creator. But some of this content is brain rot and is toxic. Ring culture, Jordan versus LeBron debates is toxic. I can have I'm a huge LeBron fan. Shout out. I'm a Capricorn, just like him. I grew up watching Jordan. Jordan is amazing. Jordan had a crazy bag. I like LeBron more for his passing. Okay, that's my preference. I think LeBron is number one. Okay, that's my preference. I can't debate niggas if they think Jordan is number one, because where I like the passing, they might like the quote unquote killer instinct. But then they don't give you a real explanation of the killer instinct, because LeBron has killed it. He just hasn't killed in the moments that Jordan had. But I want y'all to know, this is why we should love Jordan. The moments that Jordan had might never be replicated in basketball ever again. Like, he has moments, and he was a part of a marketing plan that will never be replicated. The Jordan run with sneakers, his performance, his championship moments, because there's even times that he has passed to John Paxson, to Steve Kerr, and they hit the shot. They hit the clutch shot. But Jordan still got banging ass memorable moments, and the NBA used Jordan to build up the league. That will never change. That will never be replaced. Ace Belly just came into the league. Let's say Ace Belly won 7 championships. People will still argue that Jordan is better than Ace Belly, because they'll argue Jordan has crazy moments. You get a dude like Dirk. Dirk has 1 ring. But the fact that Dirk beat the Heat when we was calling them the Heatles, what Dirk did with that 1 championship, shout out to Jason Terry, everybody else was on that team too. That's like 3 championships, because they were a huge underdog and trolling Dirk. But a lot of these people, like even Rashad McCants, like I said, I love Rashad McCants. He arguing like, yo, what I did at North Carolina can never be replicated. Okay, that's your moment. But y'all can't sit here and tell me, yo, T-Mac not a top 75 player. Y'all can't. I don't care that he never got out the first round. His circumstances wasn't ideal. If you take some of the teams that won championships and put T-Mac on them teams, then we're talking hypothetical, but I'm just saying, T-Mac gets a dub. He gets at least out the first round. Chris Paul got to the championship. That changed Chris Paul. That changed how y'all felt about Chris Paul. He didn't win the championship, but the fact that he got to the championship one time changed how y'all... No, Chris Paul always been nice. Yeah, he a dickhead. He always been nice. Ring culture is a toxic-ass argument, and it only really happens in basketball, and it didn't happen in basketball in the 60s, in the 70s, in the 80s, and in the 90s. Stephon Marbury was one of my favorite players, right? When I was arguing who was better than Stephon Marbury or Iverson, you know, in high school, we never brought up who got further in the playoffs. We were only talking about raw talent. When my dad was talking about growing up and talking about different players, and he was talking about some old school shit, he always talked about, yo, yeah, we did look at him as an individual. No one says that Wilt Chamberlain is... Okay, let me fix that. Some people feel like Bill Russell is better than Wilt Chamberlain. Most people do not feel like Bill Russell is better than Wilt Chamberlain at all. Why? Because Bill Russell has all those championships, but it was multiple impact players. See, y'all niggas don't understand. Let me break it down like this. Oh, this is some gamer shit. If you're an old head gamer, how you gonna know what I mean, right? Let's say you playing college football, or let's say you playing Madden. Some of these NBA championship teams, we got to look at impact players. So let's say you playing college football and you got a team and the offense got 9 impact players. You're like, well, you should win a championship. You a team that got 2 impact players on offense, you're like, damn, that nigga won a chip. And this niggas, they got 9 impact players on defense and offense. In basketball, some of these players, like Jordan played with Scottie Pippen. Yo, I know y'all feel a weight about Scottie Pippen. Scottie Pippen damn near got to the Eastern Conference Finals. And I'm doing this off memory while I'm drinking. He either got to the Eastern Conference Finals or damn near got to the Eastern Conference Finals. But him and B.J. Armstrong make All-Star. So clearly Jordan wasn't playing with bums. And Scottie was doing it on both sides. But Jordan's still on that team and Jordan's still a god. It is what it is. But like, you got people that will never say LeBron better than Kobe. R.I.P. Kobe. Everybody wasn't a crazy Kobe Bryant. Like, you watch Nick Young snap on Gil's Arena. Yo, everybody did not love Kobe Bryant when he fucking played. I swear to God. Especially if you in South Jersey or Philly. And I'm not talking about just Sixers fans. Motherfuckers believe Iverson was better than Kobe. Every time Kobe got a chip, niggas still thought Iverson was better. Because Iverson was working with way less, whether it's genetically or team-wise. You niggas gotta stop lying. And it's niggas my age lying about sports. Y'all been doing an excellent job liking and subscribing. This shit is amazing. I'm gonna keep making content. I appreciate the fuck out of y'all, bro. Let's just see how far we could take it. Because as I get more likes and subscribes, I don't know how I'm gonna be switching up this content. I'm gonna just keep doing shit and keep introducing y'all to myself. So like, I'm gonna keep introducing myself to y'all. So like, subscribe, turn your notifications on. I'm out.